Well, I've never been, but I'm sure some of you have. I'm talking about Europe. Who here have ever been to Paris? Nice. How about London? Even better. Did you have fun? Really? No, not really. Did you have fun, or were you just admiring arts and monuments of the glorious achievements of the past? I tell you, my friend, when he went to Europe, he was least interested in fun. In arts, he was interested in fun. He wanted to fill Europe with his taste buds. He wanted to have fun, so relax. I'm not going to bore you with descriptions of paintings and sculptures and the feelings that they bring out to me. In fact, I'm not even going to talk about myself. For 5 minutes, I'd like you to become a part of a story that involves a friend of mine. So the time I'm referring to is July of 1999. Did you do anything special that summer? Maybe you did. Well, I'm going to be telling you what transpired that summer, and try to place yourself in the story. Try to become someone who my friend may have met and who made his day that much better and more interesting. So let me do the introductions. On my left, my friend Mike. He's 19, he's tall, he's ambitious, plans to make it in the world, not too pressured by his parents to achieve because he's brainy and clever. Mike likes to play tennis and swim. He has no trouble getting dates. His biggest fear is to stay permanently in a boring dream and never wake up. On my right, Mike's father, David. He's 47, happily married with 1 kid. David is an entrepreneur in the computer industry. He likes extreme sports, but keeps it quiet. His business takes up a fair bit of his time, and he's forced to travel quite a bit. But that's okay, because his wife doesn't mind it, because she's in real estate and likes to take time off to occasionally travel with the husband. There's nothing wrong with either one of the three. They're all normal like you and I, normal people. So it's July of 1999. Mike graduated high school, picked out a few places in higher education, and bought a ticket to London. His other friend moved to London and invited him for a couple of weeks. Coincidentally, David has to go to Europe for some conference where they were planning on discussing client acquisition strategies in electronic commerce. David buys a ticket to Paris. It just so happens that both of them are going to be in Europe in the same time period. So David suggests to Mike, why don't you come over and visit me while I'm there? But Mike declines, saying that, Dad, I already made some plans, and why don't you stay to your boring stuff and I'll do my fun stuff. Fine, no problem. They all fly to their destinations, and off they go. So Mike lands in London. The cab driver takes him to the wrong part of town. It's evening. He enters a pub to call his friend to come get him. While in the pub, he meets a bunch of students who are looking for fun things to do. Someone throws out the idea of going to Amsterdam, and Mike agrees to think about it. His friend picks him up. They celebrate reunion for a couple of days, then they rest for a couple of days, and then, they do some touristy things like they drive around, take pictures, pose, make fun of other tourists. And then Mike remembers that he was invited to go to Amsterdam. They decide it's a great idea, slightly influenced by the local brew, of course, and make plans to leave the coming Monday, Friday. In the meantime, David lands in Paris. The conference promises to be fruitful. He meets up with his partners at the hotel. They all settle down and plan a dinner when they will be able to discuss the upcoming conference and brainstorm about getting new business. They finish their dinner and decide to go for drinks. The bachelors obviously suggest places that would offer them the opportunity to meet ladies, and they lure the domesticated lions to come with on the pretense that the atmosphere is great and they can hold on to each other to avoid temptation. So they go clubbing. Life is full of surprises. You may wake up with a great idea one morning and think up a great product, or you may win the lottery. David met his old high school friend whom he didn't see for 25 years. Alex then, who was a well-known, respected business consultant. He too was in Paris on a business that was wrapping up, and he was wrapping up his affairs, and wanted to take some time off to relax before his next venture. They reminisced until both had trouble pronouncing the word conflate, but luckily decided to do something fun together before going back to their hotels. You know, what happens to two grown men who fall back 30 years in their memories? They come up with the best plan ever. These two were no exception. They decided to go to Amsterdam to try the local cuisine. The culminating moment is near. Imagine a basement cafe with ultra-comfortable chairs, mellow music and relaxing atmosphere. The two young guys are enjoying tea in Amsterdam's finest pubs. Let's face it, if you like to experiment with recreational drugs, Amsterdam is the place. And everyone is enjoying it, having a good time, you know, cracking old jokes. Suddenly Mike hears a familiar voice, not too far away, just 2 couches away. The voice sounds too familiar to dismiss. So naturally he gets the fear. He's busted. But how? Why? So he slowly turns around and sees his old man with his tie loose, eyes as red as ripe cranberries. Beside him a man of equal age, and they both seem like the best of friends, and puffing on marijuana joints. David turns to his right and sees his son staring at him. What would you do? Now, David is never at a loss for words, so he gathers his thoughts, waves Mike over. Mike walks over to the table and sits down. Alex immediately understands the complexity of the situation and volunteers to go get drinks. I don't know what I would have done in this situation, but those two were smart. The incident compelled them both to be open-minded, because it doesn't happen every day, it just transpires. And you know, it's hard to keep a straight face when you're under the influence. So both of them burst out laughing. They then talk about what was transpiring and decided that it's best that they kept this adventure in their fun memories file for a while until it eventually leaks out. So what can be said about those two? Like father, like son, and an apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Thank you.